Alright, welcome back to our Orcs Must Die walkthrough. I'm gabestah, and this is the fourth mission called the Baths. And on this mission, you've been given a new hero item called the Wind Belt. And this is a really handy item early on. As you can see by the description, it basically will knock back orcs without damaging them. But this can be used to push them into particular areas, or even get them killed by pushing them into environmental things such as acid pools, which is sort of the idea on this level. So, given that we have an extra slot now, I'm going to skip the boom barrel again and use everything else. Oh, and actually this is a good time to mention you probably want to get used to using a particular order to your hero abilities, because in the middle of action on the higher difficulties, you're not going to want to have to look down and see what number hotkey is, you know, your wind belt or your sword. So I tend to do sword as number 3, so I'll put the belt on 2, and then do that. But obviously it's up to you. And then take a look, as always, at what you're dealing with. Again, it's just warriors and orcs, crossbow orcs at this point. So this can be a somewhat challenging level because you really don't have a lot of choke points. This center point is really the only choke point, and the rest is really wide open. So what I like to do is put the arrow walls here, and that'll use up all your first funds. But those should really be a backup. Try to control as much as you can with your hero. And when you get a big bunch of orcs, use your wind belt to the side. Well, it wasn't so many, but anyway, that'll knock them into the acid and they'll die from acid damage. Not too bad. And now we're going to start laying down our snares. One thing you can do is stand sort of here to the side of the entrance. And then when a group comes out, start pushing them. Works pretty well. Pretty good group. Let's push them over. And just make sure you watch any that get through. Most of the time, just a couple will be killed by your traps. We got enough magic. Let's push them out again. There we go. So I'm going to run back to the entrance, or the portal, because I want to get healed. Remember, hold shift will have you sprint. This'll hurt. And then do our alternate spike traps there. Let's use that side technique again. That works pretty well. And since it's AE, it's just as efficient with a lot of dudes. Make sure you check your mana levels before you do it, though, because you don't want to hit them and then be out of mana and they just get up again. And be careful of your health. The crossbows especially will start to pick you down. So you can use this technique where you stay out of line of sight, and then use your wind belt to push things back through your traps. And watch for any escapes. There we go. So here is a good spot for the wall traps, arrow wall. Snares are not that great because it requires things to funnel in the right spot. But you can do a couple since they tend to kind of go on the outside. And then back to start again. Remember, just keep an eye on your mini-map. See if anything gets through your defenses. You can see there's a lot of works. So continue doing spike traps along the sides. Getting pretty defended. So wave 5 we got a bunch more crossbows. So again, be careful of their damage. If you start to get low, just take cover behind your walls here. And even run back if you want to get healed.
Here's a good one.
Last wave at this point should be not too challenging. You spent all your money and kept any from escaping. Also, it's usually a good idea to focus your attention on the crossbow orcs if you have to pick. Because obviously they're dangerous to you, and if you die, you'll automatically lose 5 skulls. So it ruins your perfect.
How you like me now?
Here we go. And again, if you beat the par, you should have 5 skulls without problem. And yeah, we're good 45 seconds ahead. And we should now have enough for another upgrade. So, this is a toss-up, kind of depending on your style, but I would go for the arrow wall. This just, as it says, increases the range at which it triggers. So this is obviously good for wider choke points. You can utilize arrow walls there. And that's it. So let's head on to the next level.